Hi, I'm Joanna Leggett. I'm here in my house in the Dordogne. I'm going to show you some videos today. I've not actually seen these properties myself yet, so I'm quite excited. I hope you will be too. The first one is in Morbihan. I don't know if you know Morbihan. It's in the west of Brittany. The coastline in Brittany, in the west of France, is absolutely stunning. So do you like the coast? Should we have a look at this property? And let's see, this one particularly apparently needs a lot of work. I don't know if you're into doing work. Is that something you want to do? And I'm not sure how much work yet because we're going to have a look together. So let's start it and see. This is typical style in Morbihan, the walls. You get a lot of slate in Brittany. Wow, that looks nice. Lovely stream running right the way through it. Are you into fishing? Is that something that you could perhaps do in that little stream? Oh, it's a mill. You see the old working mill going round there. Lovely drive up to it with the stream running down the side. So, do you like being in the countryside? Do you like an idyllic location? Wow, look at those rocks. Now this is very interesting. So you can see that it probably needs, that could be done into a lovely outside entertaining area if you didn't want to have cars in there. What would you use it for? I can see what I would use it for. There would be definitely a big table and a bar and a nice oven. Very good entertaining space, but it could also be a house. What would you do? Oh, you can see the mill working there as well. Oh my goodness, there's a huge lake. Oh, hence the mill. Well, that's fantastic. Are you into fishing? If you're into fishing, what a fantastic location. Set right on the side of that enormous lake, and you can see we're in winter time. Can you imagine what it's going to be like in the summer? So it's a huge property. Obviously it's going to need some work. Are you up for doing a little bit of work? What would you do to it? That's a big lake. Lots of parking space. Depends what you want to do with your life in France. What are you thinking? Would you want to run a Jeep business? You could possibly run a fishing holiday place there with that huge lake. Stunning location. What do you think about the location? Drop your comments underneath so I can get an idea of what you like and what you don't like. So this is obviously the entrance. That's a typical style house in Brittany. You get the slate roofs there. I'm not sure if that is slate. Looks like slate. What do you think? Lovely blue shutters. Duck egg blue there. It's a big house. Now, I've never been in this property, so once we get inside it, it'll be the first time for me and for you. It is really pretty, really pretty. Oh, we've got some peacocks. What a stunning location. And this is the beautiful thing about France, particularly Brittany. It's very close. You can easily get back to the UK if that's where you live. But look at the space. You have so much space in France. What would you do with all of this space? Let me know. Give me some ideas. And the lovely trees. I mean, the trees are everywhere. Imagine what they're going to be like when they're all green. And Morbihan's really quite trendy. You get a lot of tourism in the area. So if you wanted to do rentals at this property, it'd be a really good area for that because you certainly have a lot of tourists coming through. And the benefit of the lake, I mean, who wouldn't want to go on holiday there? Those lovely horses, little pony. So much you can do. Now, I'm presuming that all of this that you can see in the video comes with the property, but to get more information go onto our website leggettfrance.com or leggett.fr if you're French, and all the details, all the sizes, the room sizes, all the photographs, virtual tours and everything will be on our website, so do have a look at that after you finish watching this. Look at that view. Can you imagine yourself sitting there reading a book in the sunshine with the lake? I'm not sure about the colour. What do you think about the colour? Would you change that blue? Similar to the colour of the shutters, but I'm not sure. Is it your blue? Not even sure what those buildings are. Or what would you use them for? I'm presuming it's the back of the house. Yep, it is. And to me, they look like stables, so perhaps you could use it as an equestrian property. Do you have horses? Is that something you would like to have, all that water? Really pretty roof. The roof looks like it's in good condition. Again, there'll be more details of that on the website, so do have a look at the website. So I'm having a look at the inside now. So we're starting off in a bathroom. Now obviously, it's not really my style. Is it your style? It's kind of contemporary. Looking at one of the bedrooms, there's probably a lot you can do with it. How would you see yourself in this property? What I really like is it's got the original stone walls. They haven't been plastered over. Is that the kind of thing that you like? And if you do, Brittany is a great area for that. If I was looking at this, first of all, I would take out the little glass wall. I'd take off the wallpaper. I'd definitely change the floor. Let me go back and have a look. Wardrobes, good storage, but I probably wouldn't have them in there. In fact, it's a bit of a mix match of different styles. I think I would probably gut the whole place, take it all back to the stone, put in a nice one colour wooden floor, and make that into a really nice bedroom. Again, this is another colour, too many colours for me. What sort of colours do you like? If this was me, I like the dark colour on the back, but I'd probably have it all one colour and maybe lighten it up a bit with some white. But what I do like is the double doors onto the garden. That's always a nice thing to have. What I have noticed with this property, and I don't know if you've noticed it as well, every room is different. We've got different flooring in different rooms. We've got different colours in different rooms. Now, that's not my style. I'm not sure if it's yours, but I think I'd probably refloor the whole place and have it all in one style. And also the bedrooms. What my idea always is to have everything white and then add the colours as you're going along. So for example, in that room, you've got wallpaper, you've got borders, you've got different coloured curtains. There's just too much going on. What would you do? What would you do? Take it all out, make it all white, and then put the colour accents into the soft furnishings, into the paint around the doors, for example. Soft furnishings, cushion covers, nice wooden floor. There's so much potential here. If you can see through, and you can see through all the work that possibly needs to be done, it is going to be an amazing property. So looking at this bedroom, what we do have, if you're actually selling a property with us, and obviously it's a bit dated and it needs changing, we actually offer a service of home staging, and it's a software. So we're not actually going in and putting sofas and new bedrooms and everything in. It's a software that can give you an idea. So if you don't have a great vision and you're not really quite sure whether you're buying or selling, well, you can use this software on our website, which can show you what it could look like. And it will, if you haven't got the creative mind, or it's too much work or whatever, this 3D home staging will give you an idea. So check out our website. We've got lots of properties now with home staging on it, and it really gives you an idea of what you can do. And the other thing we have on our website, which you can't see in these photographs, we have virtual tours. So if you want to see a 360-degree view of the room, because sometimes you might just see one window but you don't realise there's another window behind you, so look at our website for virtual tours. We've got thousands of virtual tours on the website, and it really does give you an all-round view. So if you can't visit it, or you're living in Australia or you're living in America but you want to see the whole room, that's the way to do it. So again, looking at this bathroom, it's quite dated. You'd want to change that, I presume, but the good thing is it is livable. So if you want to do room at a time, you can still use that. It's all perfectly working. It's just a little bit dated. But again, home staging, that'd be a great room to do, to see what it could look like. Big red kitchen, that's nice. That looks fairly new, so kind of contemporary. So that's probably something you wouldn't need to change. But again, we've got different flooring. If you notice, the flooring in all the rooms is very, very different. But a great space, isn't it? A great space. Huge amount of potential here for lots of visitors. If you were thinking about running this as a chambre d'hôte, you've got so much space for breakfast, for tables to be laid out. And again, if we were looking at equestrian, we've got loads of equestrian properties on our website. In fact, we're quite specialist at equestrian, and this is a really good area for horses. This area, Normandy, we've got a lot of properties in Normandy for horses, and down south in Po, another really good area because the weather's fantastic and there's lots of grass and lots of space. Nice and bright, opening up, probably got views of that fantastic lake. Again, so much possibility. Here you can see a nice wooden floor running throughout the property there, and I presume this is up in the eaves because it looks like a roof space. Look at the size of that room. What could you do with that? What would you make of that? That could actually be divided into a nice ensuite with a huge bedroom or an office space as they're using it. Lots of potential. What sort of budget would you put against this property? You can see the amount of work. Drop me your comments. Let me know what you'd think it would cost to renovate this property to your style. And give me an idea of what sort of style you'd like it to be. How would you like it to end up? And what would you use it for? Such a lot of potential, it's huge. Actually that flooring looks like original tiles, or at least sort of kind of contemporary, kind of terracotta. Again, is going to need updating. You can probably see that for yourselves. But it's big. Look at the size of that. I didn't realise how big it was. Look at the windows on looking over that lake. Now that is a room with a view. I'm not sure whether you'd use it as a dining room. What would you think? With that view, you'd want to be in there all the time. Big space. It's, you know, the room's getting bigger as we look through the photographs. What a big space. Ah, there's a fireplace. That looks nice. I love the granite walls throughout. That really adds to the character, and that fireplace over there and the beams. So there is a lot of character hiding in the property. Would you like to expose it all, or would you cover it all up? That's a nice room. You've got another dining area there in that big room, and a lovely cozy area around the fireplace. There's a lot going on. I'd want to clear it all out. We'd clear it all out and have a blank canvas, and then all your ideas of what you could put in it, like I did in my own house. This was a blank canvas. It used to be a barn. Oh, and we've got a double height ceiling here. That's unusual. I mean, this house seems to be broken up into lots of different areas. I'm wondering whether it actually was used as a gîte, you know, with different separate guest accommodation. Perhaps that could be something it could be used for. But the best place to find out is on our website. All the details will be on there, and it will tell you what it was and what it wasn't. That's a nice area. See, this could be sectioned off and it could be a guest accommodation. You could have a big family in that space. It wouldn't be the fishermen because they'd be outside in the tents, but that is a really nice, it looks like a big apartment. In fact, when I finish this video, I'm going straight to the website to get the details on it, to find out what it was used for. Lovely fire in there. Well, I love all the light coming in from those big windows. Lovely views of the lake. And what I really love about the property, if you've noticed, is some of these rooms we've been going through, they've got massive windows, huge doors and massive windows going out onto the lake. I mean, you literally could just sit there all day. And if you were running a business here, the guests would never leave. That could be a problem. And that's it, that's all the photographs. So I'm going to go and have a look at the website. You should too. And drop me some comments and let me know what you think of this house and what you think it could be used for. Would you go down the equestrian route? Would you go down the fishing route? Or would you just go down for a lovely house for yourself? I'd be interested to know. And now I'm going to go over to the Gers and look at another property that I haven't seen before, a different area, but it'd be interesting to see what that one's like. And that one's been renovated, unlike this one, which is in good condition. It's perfectly habitable, but probably needs a bit of updating. Okay, so we're going to have a look at the next property now. Now this is in the Gers. Now this is an absolutely great location. It's in the middle of the Madiran, which is the famous vineyards for the area. The great thing about this property, if you like ski, you like the beach, you like Pau and you like Bordeaux, it's within an hour and a half of all of those things. So location-wise, location is important. It is situated in an absolutely great spot. And what you can see is all of the land around. Nobody can build in front of it. So if you're worried about that, don't worry, because it's all the land comes with the property. Now, I haven't been in this house and neither have you. So we're going to look at this together. Now, it's been completely renovated, I've been told. It's like an architect design house, but it's actually 1860. That's when it was actually built. So you're getting the old with the new here. Well, it looks like it's been very well looked after, wouldn't you say? Oh, fantastic kitchen. I love that. Love breakfast bars. Is that the kind of style that you'd like? So this, again, is much more contemporary than the last property we looked at. Beautiful kitchen. Love a winding staircase going up to whatever's up there. We shall soon find out. Now, not everyone likes modern. Is modern your kind of thing? If it is, drop me a note underneath. Give me some comments on what you think of this property. Look at that mezzanine. So obviously they use that as a bit of a gym. But again, it's extra space. If you've got a big family, do you have a big family coming over? You could pop the kids up there with a TV. That'd be quite useful. Nice bathroom. I do like those tiles. And that looks fabulous. Look at that sitting room looking out onto the pool. Now this actually isn't my style. I actually don't go for so much contemporary. Is it your kind of style? Fine, but I love it. I think it looks great. And they've really, everything. You can see the quality of the work that's gone into that property. I mean, look at the floors, they're amazing. I mean, look at the style. It is literally an architect's designed house, which costs a fortune to do things like this in this beautiful old property. I mean, look at the views. They really are amazing. And again, you know, being so close to Bordeaux, you can just pop up to Bordeaux for shopping. You know, I'd fill it with more furniture. I don't know if you would go for more of the minimalist look or you'd go for more furniture. The floor tiling is fantastic. I mean, it runs all the way through. It really is lovely. And obviously coming in from the pool, I would imagine in the summer all of those doors would be open. So now, as you can see, we're going out into the pool area. Again, it's winter at the moment. Can you imagine what it's going to be like in the summer? I mean, it actually looks like it's been very recently modernised. And no expense spared. Greenhouse there. Now we're just coming out of ski season. The mountains, the Pyrenees mountains, are only an hour and a bit away as well, so you could actually go skiing in the morning and go to the beach in the afternoon. What a lovely way to live. Really pretty house. Garaging there, little house above the garages. So you can see you've got a lot of land. There's lots of land surrounding the property, which is great because it means you're in a lovely rural location, but you're close to low proximity to loads of different things that you could do. So having looked at both those properties, one obviously needing renovation, well, cosmetic renovation, I would say, and the other one completely renovated in a really contemporary style. I'd really be interested to know which one you would go for. Would you go for the Morbihan property in a fabulous location with all of those beautiful lakes, but needing a lot of work? Or do you prefer just to have a lock up and leave, open the, a turnkey property, go straight in and everything's done for you? I'd be really interested to hear your comments and I'll go out and look for more. Also areas, what areas do you want to be in? Is Morbihan, the west of Brittany, the southern part of Brittany, is that the area for you? Or do you prefer to be further south with ski and the beach? All questions that I'd really be interested to hear, and then I'll go out and find some more. Thanks for listening.